in Ondo State, yeah. Why is he not in Nigeria? Because the environment is not conducive for him to do, even if he's here, maybe some witches and wizards would have even disturbed him. That's the nature of this. You see, I don't know why our people cannot take a cue from what is happening in foreign lands where they travel to. They will go there, they will see a lot of good things there, and they will comply. Look at them when they are in Nigeria, yeah. Fleet of cars, full, they will drive against the traffic. You dare not do that in foreign land. You can't do it in Africa. You can't even do it in United Arab Emirates, Dubai. You will be apprehended. So they are afraid of the law over there because their systems work. But here our systems don't work. Look at EFCC and SCPC. Were they not all over the places during the election? Did they not see those people who are doing C and bad? Did they apprehend them? If not, because the noise was much, the little we are seeing right now that they are investigating and prosecuting wouldn't have happened. It didn't just start today. It has started long ago. And we need to change our orientation in Nigeria. We need to have a reorientation. Even it should start from various homes. I'm telling you, because we sometimes now pride ourselves in things that are inimical to the nature of human beings. So that is what I'm saying. We wonder, are these people really God-fearing? If a child wants to take a certain amount to school, maybe they demand for something, and the mother hears now, the mother will now go to the father, decide they should bring so amount. It could be times 10 of what that child needs. And when they want to take it,
so that's the genesis of inflation.
So that's where the problem
now,
lies.
The federal government promised that by December 2023, the Port Harcourt refinery will be up and running, and up to now, can we say that this is our lot? Because there are also insinuations in certain quarters that against what we hear, that yes, the Port Harcourt refinery is now working, that no refining is happening there yet, and all of that. I cannot categorically confirm that, but it's part of the agitations around that some people have been talking about. But if 2024 will be better, beyond this removal of oil subsidy, and then the palliatives that are coming, no matter how unpalliative they may be, how do we get better economic deal in 2024 vis-a-vis oil refining in Nigeria?
Thank you. Well, I am not a pessimistic person, but I believe a lot still have to be done before Port Harcourt refinery can be said to be functional. Yes, it is true they showed us a light which was on sometimes ago at the place, but don't forget that that refinery has 5 stages of maintenance and rejuvenation before it can work, and they've just completed 1 out of the 5. And just because the light was on, people started dancing. I placed it on my wall. On that I said, not yet Uhuru. Let me see the refined product that will come out of that Port Harcourt at reduced price. I will clap for the federal government. Don't forget that in 2019, about $19 billion was spent on that refinery to make it work. Since 2019, did we get anything out of it? And they've spent close to $26 billion now on the old, very old refinery built in 1965. How much did Dangote build his own refinery, even though the capacity is lower to that of Port Harcourt refinery? We have to be sincere about that. But then, I think what Dangote used is not up to $20 billion to build that refinery. Would it not have been advisable if federal government has used the money they are using to wake up a dead place to build a new one? And the thing will begin functioning immediately? Because when you build a new refinery, you don't need maintenance, at least for quite some time, if not up to a year, for 6 months. And the crude oil is here in Nigeria. We are not going to import crude oil. So that's why I said we need strategical moves to make things work in Nigeria. It's not just about paying lip service or just taking a step. When you take a step forward and you take 5 steps backward, it doesn't help. It doesn't help. Are we saying that we cannot diversify the generation of power from hydro to solar to some other areas, carbon, and what have you. But because sometimes I used to wonder, because when I was very young, we used to have projects, vehicles around, which is being carried about by professors, either in mechanical engineering, those who would do the yam panda, those who would do automobile something. We used to have a lot of them doing such researches. Are they all dead? Are they no more in Nigeria? You see, we need to commission some people to do some things for us and let us see the results. We cannot keep doing the same thing all over again the same way and we expect a better result. It won't work like that way. We need to take a cue from those areas where those things are being done properly. We were shouting Thailand rice, blah, blah, blah. Are they angels there? They are human beings. Sometimes ago, they sent some people to Israel to go and find out their agricultural system there. I was in Israel and I saw what was happening there. A cow will give you 50 liters of milk a day. And all these kwashoko cows we are carrying about that we are killing ourselves over, can they give us such milk? It's because they are well fed and they have a way of, grazing them. They don't just carry them all over the streets, all over the places and communities. And if you see the agriculture in Israel, in fact, one of them came here some time ago and had a lecture in Futa, Dr. Joseph Shevel from Israel, from Galilee Institute of Management. He also went to Akungba and went to Rivoskova Polytechnical, and he shouted, look at lands, fertile lands that is being wasted away. And you are saying you lack. We have resources in Nigeria. It's only that we don't have good managers.
But then they will say that government has no business in business.
They should provide conducive environment.
Each time we ask why there is this large expanse of land everywhere, and you cannot say that, okay, so local government is the owner of this farm, that other institute is the owner of this farm, so that all of these things brought together could also salvage the situation. They will tell you that government has no business in business.
Yes, government has no business in business, but they can provide enabling environment, conducive environment for business to thrive, like this agricultural business we are talking about. If you, for instance, you call somewhere local farms, and some other farms here and there, and reserves here and there. If there are facilities in those places that will make young ones, the youths, that have been addressed as lazy youths during the last regime, if the various farm settlements are conducive for them, adequate security provided, internet facilities, storage facilities, and those things that can preserve their products. If all these things are provided, and there is good road, accessible roads to those places, the places will thrive and everything will be okay. It is not government that will go and run those places. It is you and I, it is those of us who are into such areas that will man the place. Those who have done fishery, goatry and what have you, those who have done crop agriculture and what have you, they are the ones that will man it. It is not government that is coming to man it, but the government should provide enabling environment, provide the facilities that will make people. This is what we are saying. They cannot go and be doing the business themselves.
Prince Ajibade, ready? Before we go, let's. You've also touched about something that's very important.
Okay.
You were saying that the issue of corruption is also something that is impeding the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs that was talking about, insufficient allocation to that ministry. But on a holistic view, we have the EFCC, we have the ICPC, we have the NFIU, we have the police, we have the Code of Conduct Bureau, and so on and so forth, all targeted at dealing with corruption. Yet, endemic corruption seems to be the lot of the Nigerian state. 2024, and many people are also eager to see a better economic deal for the nation. But corruption, if you agree with me, will never let that happen. How do we tackle corruption in 2024 so that the budgets that many have also brought up, for instance, in Ondo State, it is the budget of economic resilience. How will that really bring economic resilience to Ondo State if corruption festers? The national budget is the budget of renewed hope. How will the hope of the people be renewed when the microscopic few are the ones sitting on the commonwealth and common patrimony, and then the Nigerian people suffer?
Thank you, Mr. Kolawole. covetousness will not make people to do the right thing. If you are contented, why do you want to steal? It is not that those people stealing, it's not that they are wallowing in abject poverty, mind you. Go and check their records. The Zani Alisi Madueke is not wallowing in abject poverty. I have to mention her name because her name keeps reoccurring in this present time. You know how much she took away? The other time, the police something, I've forgotten the name of that guy. You know how much, pension commission. You know how much he took away? And so many others like
well,
that.
Just a moment.
The FCC will...
You've made a very valid point, but I like to differ a bit so that you'll be able to react to that too. Okay. If you're talking about greed, yes, what then happens to the system that is not strengthened? When individuals are stronger than the system, these things will fester. I don't know to what extent you agree with me.
I was about going to that.
Okay.
You see, we have, I can say we have good systems on ground that were created mostly by the Obasanjo regime. But then, the good system is on ground, but who mans the system is another thing. Then, have they made scapegoats of people that we want to see that are being made scapegoats, not just some few people that does not even matter? In South Africa, their president went to jail. Can any president go to jail in Nigeria?
A former president.
A former president went to jail, Jacob Zuma, whatever his name is. Can any president go to jail in Nigeria? Will they not inflate to do? That's why we have problems. When you see millionaires in Nigeria, have we made scapegoats of big men so that people will change their attitude? Sometimes we even think that fraud is part of our life. That's why you see some people that maybe a newly graduated person that is just working in one ministry or in one juicy place, and will come home after maybe a year or 2 years, bring a Venza or build a mansion or have a petrol station and some other big industries. How much is the salary of that person? Now, we are not asking questions. That's why you see fraud thriving. They go to church too. They go and they do it down. They will just, spread it into the air. What kind of people are we in this country? And I see people displaying madness like that, mashing the naira, in a bid to display that you have arrived. One in a day can die. But then, I don't know why we cannot have a rethink that what is going to happen to all these things that are accumulating. Okay, assuming those that are dead now, they have trillions in their accounts. Are they going to enjoy it? Are their families going to? Most of these monies will go into the hands of those they don't even know that are not related to them. Yeah, waste.
So much has been said all along. Of course, we've been able to take a look at the current development in Ondo State. We've been able to talk about economic rejuvenation vis-a-vis preparation for the new year 2024 that will be ushered in the next few days. We've been able to also talk about tackling corruption in Nigeria and the way to go. And Chairman Nondose, thank you so much for your time.
It's my pleasure, Mr. Kolawole.
Everyone, I thank you so much for being part of the Outlook. The last in the year 2023, of course. The next time we'll be seeing will be in 2024. I thank you so much for staying with us on this Outlook throughout the year. It promises to be a better deal in the year 2024. Thank you so much for watching. I am Sunday Kolawole. Enjoy the rest of the year. See you in 2024.